and I don't think I'm overselling this, forgive me if I am, I'm not trying to do that. This is an absolutely stunning letter sent from the CDC to a entity and a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request. And the gist of the request was this: CDC, do you have any evidence out there of people who've had COVID, have not been vaccinated? Let me be clear. Have had a natural infection from COVID, have then developed natural immunity. Do you have any evidence that those people became later reinfected and then transmitted to others? It's a very simple question. Do people with natural immunity pass COVID on or not? Ladies and gentlemen, the letter back is genuinely astonishing. Here, I'm going to read the exact text because I know the crazy left is going to lose their mind in the anti-science crowd of will be accused now of misinformation for accurately quoting a CDC letter. Here's the exact quote. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, an agency for toxic substances and disease registry, I'm reading it exactly, received your September 2nd, 2021 Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, request on September 2nd, 2021, seeking, quote, documents reflecting any documented case of an individual who, 1, never received a COVID-19 vaccine, 2, was infected with COVID-19 once, recovered, and then later became infected again, and 3, transmitted SARS-CoV-2 to another person when reinfected, end quote. The CDC letter continues. A search of our records failed to reveal any documents pertaining to your request. The CDC Emergency Operations Center, EOC, conveyed that this information is not collected. Huh? Wait, come again with that? Now, some people, I think, are getting the scandal wrong here. I saw this going around on social media yesterday, Parler, on Twitter, and Getter, and elsewhere. And some are saying, wow, look, this is evidence that people who have natural immunity, that there's no cases of them ever passing on the virus to others after they got reinfected. That's not what this letter says. I want you to remember the golden rule. Because remember, we do science here, okay? The left does not do science. The left does emotion, and at this point, they're doing hysteria. It does not say that naturally immune people cannot and do not pass it on ever. That's not what it says. I want you to remember the golden rule of evidence. That's this. Hatib Nassim Taleb, from his book. The absence of evidence does not mean the evidence of absence. Do you get what I'm saying here? The fact that the CDC does not have and is not collecting data on natural immunity, preventing people from reinfection and passing it on to others, does not mean it doesn't happen. I don't want anyone to jump the gun because I don't want our side to ever be accused of not doing science. The left owns that. Let them own the anti-science nonsense. We will not do misinformation. That's their domain. That's why they accuse us of it, because they want to continue to misinform people to keep the fear porn CDC coronavirus campaign going. They're afraid we're going to expose them. The real scandal here is that the CDC, quote, is not collecting this information.